welcome to your all-active Reserve and Veterans TV series. This information education show has 3 goals. Tell who military veterans are, share about all organizations, auxiliaries, their programs and officers at all levels, and tell about memorials in all the cities we serve in this network. The VA system, state and county officers, hospitals and state homes are also featured. Please do check out our websites. Share your program ideas and concerns via the contact information on the show. We open each month's show with a patriotic theme.
From the rising of the sun till the battle's fought and won, we will fight for the right and defend our country.
The United States Coast Guard.
We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in Thee. Through howling gale and shot and shell to win our victory. Semper Paratus is our guide, our pledge, our motto too. We're always ready, do or die. Aye, Coast Guard, we fight for you, for you.
The United States Marine Corps.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine.
The United States Navy.
Anchors away, my boys, anchors away. Farewell to college joys, we sail at break of day. Through our last night on shore, drink to the foam. Until we meet once more, here's wishing you a happy voyage.
The United States Army.
First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might. And the army goes rolling along, along, proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won. And the army goes rolling along, and it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cadence loud and strong. Wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
The United States Air Force.
Oh, off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder. Atta boys, give 'em the gun, give 'em the gun. Down we dive, starting our flame from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame, or go down in flames, for nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force.
Thank you for tuning in once again to Vets Visits on TV. This is my co-host,
I'm Brad Lindsay, Olmsted County Veteran Services.
and I'm Jerry Barnhart, the founder-producer of the program. And this is program number 158 for the month of May. We do want to acknowledge our patriotic opening, which was sent to us by our place city at Bismarck, North Dakota, our place station there at Bismarck. And it was sung by the Northern Lights. A salute to the armed services, 5 branches, and we're proud of each one of them for doing their part in each one of the world's wars, conflicts, whatever. The 2nd of May is Mother's Day. The 7th, in 1945, Germany surrendered. And then August of that year, the atom bomb was dropped on Japan, and they surrendered. The 13th, in 1908, the Navy Nurse Corps was founded. And then the Peace Officers Memorial Day is the 15th, and the third Saturday is Armed Services or Armed Forces Day. Last Monday, of course, is Memorial Day. So, Brad, what's our first feature?
Well, Jerry, the VA has many regional offices that serve different areas across the country, almost one in every state and even outside the U.S. One of them is located in St. Paul, and to share with us how they work for us, here is Kay Anderson, the Service Center Manager. I will add for those from Minnesota that this is the famous K.L. Anderson who signs all the letters that come out to you, so now you could put a face to that name. It's also mandated that each state also have a commissioner or director of Veterans Affairs. So next then we'll hear from Clark Dyrud, Minnesota's commissioner.
And a thought about that. Clark Dyrud is being replaced, as I understand. He's resigning.
Yep, as of...
retiring.
Right, he's retiring as of April, and Michael Puglisi is now the new commissioner.
Okay.
My name is Kay Anderson. I'm the Veterans Service Center Manager at the St. Paul Regional Office. Our regional office has several business lines. One of them is the Regional Loan Center. And the Regional Loan Center, what they do is they administer the loan guarantee program for 9 states in the upper Midwest. We have the vocational rehabilitation and employment section, and they also help veterans find suitable employment. We have a pension maintenance center, which is one of 3 in the nation, and what they do is they process pension claims. And then we have a Veterans Service Center, and that's the area that I'm in charge of. And what we do is we administer the compensation program for veterans that reside in the state of Minnesota, as well as we also determine original pension determinations.
Now, how about in other states? Does every regional center have a comparable office to yours, Kay?
Our office has a regional loan center, and I believe there are only about 9 of those in the nation. There are only 3 pension maintenance centers in the nation, and the other pension maintenance centers are located in Milwaukee and Philadelphia. But however, every state does have a Veterans Service Center in the 57 regional offices throughout the nation.
And the key to reaching to that center is through the County Veteran Service Office, right?
That is one way. You can also call our 800 number, and we will provide general and specific information. But the county veteran service officers have been invaluable, as well as the national veteran service officers.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to share in general about your responsibilities?
Well, we just want to reach out to as many people as we can to let them know to which benefits they are entitled. And we just hope that they really seek some information so they can get the benefits to which they're entitled.
Thank you so much. I'm going to stop.
My name is Clark Dyrud. I'm the new commissioner for the Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs. Governor Tim Pawlenty appointed me effective March 28th. My background goes back to 1973 when I was a county veteran service officer in Thief River Falls, my hometown. Starting in 1980, I came to work for the Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs, worked for 5 years in our branch office up in Fargo-Moorhead area. And then from 1985, I was the supervisor of our claims division at Fort Snelling for about 19 years. I came down to downtown St. Paul for director of programs for 1 year and then was appointed commissioner. I volunteered for the draft in 1966, and then I volunteered to get to Vietnam, and then I volunteered again to get into a mechanized infantry unit. I've been trying to remember what my thought process was, and I can't recapture it. But I ended up in a mechanized infantry unit, and I was wounded and was in the hospital for a month and recovered for a month and then went back out into the field. So I did receive a Purple Heart for the wounds I received at that time. So I've been working in the veterans fields for years, as I say, and talking to veterans has been very helpful for me personally to deal with the issues from being in combat. It has been very rewarding. As I say, our department, the Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs, is a small organization, and we are very proud. We're very elite. in our claims division, for example, people we represent get over $12 million a month in thanks to our assistance. So I look forward to representing the veterans of the state of Minnesota. I also want to echo the comments, positive comments that have been made about county veteran service officers. They are really the backbone of service to veterans in the state, because there are so many veterans benefits that veterans are not aware of. And if there's some way to reach out to the veterans to get them not only to ask for benefits questions about themselves, but also for their fellow veterans, people that they might know who might not come to meetings or read the bulletins, things of that nature. So all I can say is when it comes to veterans benefits is the more you can market, the better it is.
I've been able to talk to a number of county veteran service officers around the country as we promote the program Vets Visits on TV, and I've had a number of them that said, how can we personally encourage people to become a part and get the necessary information? He said, I feel that I'm a PR man. Would you kind of go along with that?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The County Veteran Service Office is all about marketing and public relations. I've been fortunate to help train many county service officers in Minnesota, and that's, I know, one of the first things that I try to talk to a new service officer and to emphasize that it is about public relations, it is about marketing. Because there's something about a person, not only a veteran, but anybody, if you are in good health and everything is going fine, you don't really pay attention to things that you might need. And then if you become ill or other issues come up, you're just not really aware of what all is out there. And then very often you're not in a position to really reach out effectively to find out what is there. So the broader the net, the more information that's out there, and that's what I alluded to earlier, just for a veteran that happens to be watching, if they can ask not only questions about themselves, but tuck it away in their mind, any little bits of information they might have, to then ask if their neighbors, their friends, who they know are veterans. I know earlier a Vietnam veteran gave his story and talked about how he didn't know the benefits that were out there for him, and that now that he's gotten help many years later from being in Vietnam, that he tries to ask a question if he meets a veteran, to just ask a question about some of their issues and to try to plant a seed in their head. So the thing is to, again, marketing and public relations, to get the word out there.
Well, thank you so much, Clark Dyrud and Kay, for, I'm sorry, your last name was?
Kay Anderson.
Anderson.
This month, Jerry asked me to speak specifically about some legislation that we have going on with the Minnesota House and Senate. When I was the president of our Service Officers Association last year, I began work on this project, and this year Representative Andy Welty and Senator Sharon Erickson Ropes have been nice enough to sponsor the legislation that our association has put forward. The legislation is basically an answer to some of the budget problems that the state and county are having, and would allow for a special tax levy to pay for the operation of our county veteran service offices. So Jerry just thought it might be of interest to some of our other place cities that may be in similar situations, that this may be some legislation that they could also pursue in their home states. Basically what it will do is remove our county veteran service office budgets from the general property tax levy, so we basically wouldn't be competing with everything else that and all the other services that the county provides, that allow a special levy just for our service offices up to whatever our county boards of commissioners are willing to support. So
Great. And we got the story on that.
Yes, sir, Jerry.
Okay.
Should just say the file numbers, if anybody wanted to follow them, are Senate File 2270 and House File 2462, and can be found on the State of Minnesota Legislators' webpage. So,
And we trust that people in many other states that may be facing that same kind of budget
right.
crunch, whatever,
Right. Yep.
or if they don't have county veteran service officers, maybe it's time to think about that possibility.
Right, maybe it's a way to fund them themselves. So, yeah, one of the unfortunate ironies is in a time of economic crisis like this, when our services and other services are needed the most, this is when those government programs are facing the most cuts. So,
okay, last December, we shared a video that had been shared with me about the Washington, D.C. World War II Memorial. And just a few days before we are taping this show, the first of 3 honor flights returned with a large number of military personnel accompanied by some helpers from that memorial and some of the other memorials as well at Arlington. The following now is an excerpt from a Memorial Day visit which I actually made several years ago with 2 busloads of Korean War vets. Well, Brad, I'm taking a picture of you right now. You don't know it. Of course, there's no battery in this, so it's not on.
One thing we're missing.
Do you feel important?
It looks very professional.
Okay, thank you. Yes, this is our new camera, my friends, and we are very thankful to the various organizations that made it possible for us to obtain this piece of equipment. It's got a special Canon lens that Canon is so very famous for. Here is my viewer, which will be on when we are taking a picture of someone. And over at this side, on the right side, is where we have our insert for our mini digital tape. So again, we are most thankful to the organizations that made it possible for us to obtain this new piece of equipment for Vets Visits on TV. Brad, here in southeast Minnesota, you probably don't have much relationship to the American Indian population, do you?
There's a few. There is a Southeast Minnesota Native American center.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true. Mm-hmm. But we know that there are many Native Americans who have been listening to our program in many parts of the United States.
Absolutely.
And this tape will be of special interest to you, my friends, who are not in relationship with your veteran service officers or with your state commissioner. So let's listen in real closely, because it should be of great help to you. Native Americans have been a large percentage of the armed services, and we're most proud of you as well.
VA is constantly looking for new ways to improve access to benefits for you, the American veteran. Indian reservations are the one place where that access has lagged behind the rest of the country. But that is beginning to change, the result of a cooperative agreement between VA and the Indian Health Service. Jose Llamas has more.
The American Indian has a proud warrior tradition, and their warrior culture lives on to this day in the form of their extraordinary service in the armed forces.
American Indians serve in higher numbers than any other racial or ethnic group, and they often volunteer for frontline positions.
Do you mind if I just take a look at the computer here and see what we
Despite their distinguished record of service, Indian veterans are far less likely to receive benefits from VA than other veterans.
Their rates of utilization of health care services are 4 times lower than other American veterans.
To address the disparity, VA has teamed up with the Indian Health Service, or IHS, the federal agency that provides medical care to Native Americans.
By collaborating with the Indian Health Service providers and tribal providers, we can actually begin to provide services that haven't been available readily in the past.
Dr. Francis Murphy oversees VA's work with the IHS.
We talked about seeing a doctor, maybe?
By using new technology, we can actually get subspecialty care services closer to the reservations, or in some cases actually on the reservation and in Indian Health Service facilities.
Did you see Dr. Pruitt, or did you see
Dr. Pruitt?
Doctors, nurses, and mental health counselors can now keep closer watch on their patients.
It has allowed us to bring that level of care to veterans that are in some of the most rural parts of this country.
IHS Director Charles Grimm says Indians' frequent service in combat roles means Indian veterans suffer high rates of post-traumatic stress.
Many times as the American Indian veterans are brought home from any of the conflicts, they have reported trouble reintegrating into their community.
And they suffer in large numbers from other health disparities. To address 2 of the biggest health issues on the reservation, VA and IHS have launched a disease prevention campaign aimed at obesity and diabetes.
Diabetes creates a large number of morbidity and mortality problems in our population. You're over 4 times as likely to die of diabetes and diabetes complications if you're Indian.
If you're interested in having that screening done.
Right. Yeah, whatever's needed.
To meet the challenge, VA is sharing its electronic medical record technology with the IHS.
They've provided us with the IT infrastructure and helped us provide higher quality care. And so I think through that we have been able to provide better services through the vets.
The bottom line, better health care and a brighter future for Native American veterans.
There are more than 200,000 full-blooded American Indian veterans. That number jumps to 500,000 when you count those of mixed ancestry.
Memorial Day services are being planned all across the nation, and we hope that there is a committee in your community that is working toward a program which will honor the servicemen of your community and those especially who have died and others who have given their lives in battle. Flags are commonly placed on the graves in both private cemeteries and municipal cemeteries. And so please make that a point of attending one of those programs and possibly going out to those grave sites as well. And we honor them all here at Vets Visits. Now, please have a great month, and we'll look forward to being with you once again next month on Vets Visits on TV.
Thank you for joining us for this month's show. Seen in over 350 communities for over 3,500 half-hour periods. Our websites have additional information about and are updated bi-monthly. To contact us, you are welcome to use one of these electronic methods. For all ground mail with questions, suggestions for future programs, you may use this address. Our IRS nonprofit status is 501c3, Information Education. The Minnesota Commissioner of VA and these state-level organizations believe in and endorse Vets Visits. Join us next time, won't you, for Vets Visits on TV.